People keep asking me what I eat in a day, and I thought I'd start with breakfasts because that's the first thing we do in the day is eat some breakfast. I do eat breakfast. I don't skip it like I used to. And one of the things I found when I first started increasing my protein and making that my focus was it was quite hard to get enough protein in, and also quite hard to digest lots of protein initially. Because if you haven't been eating very much protein for many years, you don't have the stomach enzymes, you don't have the stomach acid that's capable of digesting protein because you just aren't used to eating it. So that increases and changes with time. And the other thing is just to show you, just to give you some ideas, and also just sharing some ideas about things you can eat to get away from opening packets of cereal for your breakfast, which you would hope by now, with all the knowledge that we have and all the learning that we have about how important it is to eat enough protein and fat, that people wouldn't still be eating breakfasts that are just like eating dessert, but they are. And people are so wedded to the idea that things like oats are really great for us. I don't believe they are. But that aside, let's not get too controversial. I'm just going to show you what I eat for breakfast and what's working for me. This is a breakfast I'll eat several times a week. So there's an onion I've just chopped up, and then this is enough for 2 people. I'm just going to put a bit of beef tallow in there. It's beef tallow that I rendered down and made from beef fat a couple of weeks ago. That will mean I can cook it on quite a high temperature and it won't burn. And I do have a stove over there, but just so you can see me, I'm doing it here. My name is Emma Voisey. I'm a board certified health coach. I follow a diet which is rich in animal protein and animal fats with some plants, but the low starch plants, the low carb plants, and I don't eat much in the way of high starchy foods because the starches go into my body and turn into sugar. And sugar, if you don't use it immediately for energy, is stored as fat. So I don't completely eliminate starch. Sometimes I eat bread, sometimes I eat some fruit, but I tend to go for whole foods, single ingredient foods. And I just want to show you how easy it is to make a quick breakfast from healthy whole foods, something that will sustain you for, God, I mean, I eat this, if I eat this at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, I don't need to eat again till about 4 in the afternoon because it's so satisfying. So first thing I'm going to do is cut these onions down. So that's mince added in there. I suppose I didn't measure, about half a pound. So that's going to be about 4 ounces of beef mince for each of us. I share this with Simon, my husband. I do feed him. And we're going to also add a clove of garlic into that for some extra flavour. And some organic cherry tomatoes. I'll chop them in half so they'll cook faster. I'm also going to add some Tabasco. Tabasco is a fermented food. And the only ingredients are chilies and salt. And I do like a spicy kick, so I'm also going to add some cayenne pepper. You can add whatever you like to. You can add whatever herbs and spices take your fancy. I'm going to add some salt. And I'm just going to leave that, a little bit of ground white pepper because it's lower in oxalates than black pepper. And I'm going to leave that to saute like that for about another 5 to 10 minutes. Giving it the occasional stir. I mean, we all know how to cook mince, right? My beef's cooked down now for about 10 minutes. It's got browning on the meat there. Looking good, smelling delicious. I can smell that garlic cooking. I'm now just going to add some eggs. And I like about 3 or 4 eggs with my breakfast. So all I do is just add those onto the top. I pop the lid on. These eggs are really good free-range organic eggs, and they have really tough shells. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll do. I'm just going to spread those out a little. Sometimes I'd mix them right through. I'm just going to let these cook like that with the yolks on whole. I'm going to add some cheese on top, so that will melt into it. Leave it for 5 more minutes. Make it a bit quicker, pop a lid on it. And whilst that's cooking, let's talk about the protein content. So 3.5 ounces of lean beef, sauteed like this, has approximately 26 grams of protein in it. So this was a bit more, so we call it 30 grams of protein each from the beef. This is for 2 people. 3 eggs is going to be around 20 grams of protein. They were quite big eggs. There's some protein, more protein in there from the cheese. And when I serve that, I'm also going to add in some homemade kefir, which is even more protein. So you can see in one portion of hearty, beefy breakfast, the nutrition content is going to be around, in protein, is going to be around between 50 and 60 grams of protein, which makes it, if you're aiming for that 1 gram per pound of body weight, and you're aiming for, in my case, 130 grams a day, that means that my breakfast has supplied half of that, which is a really good start for the day. That's all there is to it. You see, it's kind of like a great big omelette. I literally serve that out, and you can change it up as much as you want to. You can add more vegetables into that. It's lovely with chopped up courgette or chopped up red peppers or whatever you fancy. Don't worry too much about the presentation style. It's going to taste delicious. Really good. Delicious. There it is. Easy. Beef hash breakfast. Final finishing touch, I'm going to add some homemade sauerkraut over the top there, which is rich in beneficial bacteria, lactobacteria. That's some of my homemade sauerkraut. And a couple of spoonfuls of homemade kefir to go over the top of that as well. And there you have them. Hearty, protein-filled breakfast fit for a king. Enough nutrition and delicious sustenance there to keep you going all day long. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video.